And it was really union wages, as low as they were on that particular union hierarchy, that got me through school, put roof over my head, and let us have a dignified existence. And my dad worked in a place that didn't have a union. He used to have nightmares. I remember him recounting them to my mother. He used to have nightmares about harassment from his boss. So when people here said that the #1 item on their list was respect, I know what they're talking about. And I'm glad that you do too. We got a message from Bob Tobin's sister. Bob Tobin is Henry J. Lear Chair in Foreign Languages and Cultures at Clark. His two sisters work for SEIU out in the Northwest. And this is what one of them wrote to him. So I'm quoting his sister. "This is so sad. It's time to organize, organize, organize. By the way, Sodexo is a scum company." That's his sister speaking. "They make profits off paying people disgustingly low wages. They treat people that do hard work horrible. They are union busters." And I redacted one piece because we're not sure it would stand up in court. "Either an institution wants food prepared and wants its buildings clean, or it doesn't. If you can't afford to pay the people who cook and clean for you a living wage, do it yourself. See how long that will last. About 2 seconds, that's how long that will last. You cannot pay people $7, $8, $9, $10, $11 an hour to cook and clean. These are real jobs. They are important. They need to be able to support families." And Bob said, end of quote, "If someone wants to read this, I would be honored." So. Shout out to Bob's sisters. Meanwhile, I'm also here on behalf of myself and Bob Ross, who have been just coordinating with faculty around the campaign. And Bob said that he wanted you to know that it's important to think about this in terms of rights. That right now, you have the right to go with your neighbors and sit in a park and talk. You have a right to go to the church of your choice or not. You have all kinds of rights, but one that we don't necessarily have is the right to collective bargaining. And that's what we're here for. So people are not at the whim of a nice manager or a bad manager or a nice supervisor or a bad supervisor. We're not saying all those people are bad folk over there. We're saying that we want a right to collective bargaining, and that the first part of that is the right to decide if the workers themselves want a right to collective bargaining and a union. And all we're asking is that Sodexo declare neutrality about the campaign and let their workers know they won't be punished for exercising that right. And we also want to let them know that they are going to be rehired. We want Sodexo to openly declare that the people that are laid off, as per usual, in May, will be rehired in the fall, and that they will not be getting retribution and be getting fired based on having vocally supported the union. Okay? The right to rehire. Now, beyond that, as some of you know, there's this whole business about people can't come and sit here on our campus more than 15 minutes before their shift starts and more than 15 minutes after their shift ends. And we have very explicitly, Bob and I, along with all of you and along with all of the 78 faculty members who signed our petition, have explicitly asked the administration to get that rule changed by Sodexo. It turns out it's their rule. We want everybody who works here on this campus to feel welcome, and we don't want anybody prohibited from walking onto this campus and sitting on a bench and talking to any one of us with whom they would wish to. Beyond all that, I just want to thank you. I've got to tell you that since I came here in 1989, I've seen students be really quiescent, and I've seen students get really organized. I never thought I would see Clark students organizing for labor, and I'm really proud to be part of this community at this moment. Thank you very much.